Scott Rosenbaum was the producer of two little shows called Chuck and the Shield. Welcome, Scott Rosenbaum. You know him as the morally ambiguous terrorist Kyle House. Let's welcome Charles DeJour. Next up is the pious and hunky Father Jack. It's Joel Bresch. We don't know, but it's Logan Huffman. She's an FBI agent, she's a mother, and she's a fighter. It's Erica Evans, Elizabeth Mitchell. She's the alien we love to hate. Who is it? It's Anna, of course. It's Miranda McCarran. He's the ambitious news anchor with the absolute perfect smile. It's Scott Holt. She's the heir to the visitor's throne. She's absolutely sweet. He's a conflicted visitor and a new father. It's the very dark Ryan. Morris Chestnut. And finally, we have executive producer Steve Perlman. Thank you. So as you've just seen, season 1 was very action-packed. Scott, I'm wondering how we're going to top that with season 2.
We're going to top it in season 2 because we're going to see the true nature of what the visitors are about, what they look like underneath, and exactly what they have in store for us. It's going to be exciting.
We saw at the end of last season that Anna launched the Red Sky sooner than the visitors had intended. I'm wondering, will this have dire consequences for both the human race and the visitors alike?
Yeah, I think I look at it, the Red Sky is the first shot in a war. The way the writers who are here at the the way we write the show, especially when we're thinking about Anna, is there's a saying, if you take a frog and in boiling water, you drop the frog into the water, the frog's going to jump out of the water. Well, Anna's plan for us is a very slow and sort of devious plan, which will ultimately, she'll be taking over without us really knowing it. So the idea is there is that if you take a frog and you put it in lukewarm water and you start to turn it to a boil, the frog will acclimate to the temperature of the water until finally it's too late. It'll actually boil and be dead and you won't know. So the Red Sky, I think, is that first strike, and we will find out what the Red Sky means at the end of the season premiere.
Elizabeth and Joel, I'm hoping we'll continue to explore the relationship between Erica and Jack next season. I think we all are hoping for some Thornbirds moments.
No more than me on that. That sounds great. Thanks, Mom.
Jack began season 1 as a pacifist and quickly became caught up in the battle for the survival of humanity. Are we going to see more action Jack in season 2?
Scott? Yeah, with Jack, it was in season 1 it was the priest soldier, and in season 2 we're going to see more. Let's just say we'll be seeing the soldier priest. Yeah, he's going to be, his character is sort of particularly fascinating for all of us just because he's a man who's, lived by such a distinct rules and distinct spirituality. All of these guys and women are being thrown into a war, and part of the interesting thing about the show is how do we react when we're in a war? How do we maintain our humanity, or do we resort and become animals and struggle for survival? And Jack, is is probably on the very, if there are two ends of the spectrum, he's starting off on the very far end of the spectrum as a man of peace and a man of God. And so his challenge is going to be able to maintain that. And what happens when people like priests, people who we expect to be our moral background, our moral spine, start to lose their morality, and what that means for all of us.
Elizabeth, you played a number of strong female characters in your career, including Erica Evans and, character named Juliet Burke on other. Congratulations on your Emmy nomination. I'm wondering what makes Erica unique.
Oh, what makes her unique?
Yeah, as opposed to the, Juliet or other strong female characters.
Oh, that's so interesting. I always think about Erica as kind of like what makes her the same. Like, why would she be identifiable? And I think that a single mother raising a son trying to hold down a job is actually suits and fits a lot of what happens. I don't know that many people who aren't raised by one parent, but I like her humanity. Juliet was really fun because she didn't always have to go to the moral core to figure out what she was going to do, but it's fantastic having a whole kind of insane amount of rules you have to go through before you can actually hit someone across the face, and I like that. And I just want to say really quickly, because I have it, and I've done now 3 panels, I want to say thank you so much. I'm so grateful to all of you guys. I'm just grateful. I don't think that I would have been nominated for an Emmy without you, so I just want to say thank you.
Marina, at the end of last season, somebody used some blue energy to destroy your babies.
It was in the script, so really sore spot. I might try.
Anna let out just such an anguished cry at that point. And until that moment, we really had to see her exhibit any kind of human emotion. Did that moment sort of connect her maybe to the hidden humanity within her?
Yeah, definitely. I think it took her by surprise as well. I mean, I think it's normal to adapt to your environment, and I think it's a little bit of what happened. And I think it's a really interesting conflict for Anna, and we'll see where she goes with it. I think it brings her closer to humanity than she wants to be, and that's a really tough spot for her to be in.
Scott Wolf. I wonder, does Chad have an aneurysm? Did he ever have an aneurysm? Did the visitors give him an aneurysm? What happened with the aneurysm? Where are we?
Phantom aneurysm. That's hard to say 10 times fast. We don't know at this point. Did you give me an aneurysm?
No, I cured you.
Don't believe a word. By the way, I think your connection to humanity comes from your attraction to Chad. We can agree on this, yes? Yeah, we don't know. I think a lot of the second part of our first year with the story for Chad was very dodgy because he literally had a time bomb ticking inside of his head, only to find out that while he thought he had been healed, he's been told that he's actually been given an aneurysm. So I love being a part of the show, so I hope he doesn't have an aneurysm. Those are bad for people.
But we can cure them.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll have it cured again. That's what the aneurysm says.
So, I mean, at this point, is Chad Decker still just motivated by ambition? Now that he's learned the truth about the visitors, is he still going to look to further his career, or is he maybe after some lizard love with that?
Who wants to see lizard love? That's true, yeah. Seeing how she's treated her past mates, I don't know if that would be a great case. Yeah, I think, the fun of Chad is, I think, what we're going to see is him declare some allegiance and some loyalty this year, but I think he's always going to be a guy who's sort of built in a way where you can never really be sure what side he's on. But I think new allegiances are formed in the beginning of this coming season, and so Chad is actually going to be one of those people who I think surprises people.